And we're here, amidst the fading light. And that's kind of ironic, because that will kind of sum up Bayern Munich season this year. It is fading. And just like the light, fading fast. They have lost their last 3 games. Thomas Tuchel has announced that he's going to step away as manager at the end of the season. They're 1-0 down in the Champions League to Lazio. Things are not looking rosy at all. But before I get to Bayern and Thomas Tuchel, I'm going to go to Harry Kane, because he has been getting a lot of criticism lately. People have been saying that Harry Kane probably regrets his decision to move from Tottenham to Bayern Munich in the pursuit of silverware. You know, Harry Kane has broken a lot of records, or at least he was on course to break a lot of records at Tottenham. But the one thing that's missing from that illustrious resume is some, collective team trophies. That's the one thing he's missing. Now, there was a lot of confusion at Tottenham over the summer. Who's going to take over? The squad good enough? Can Harry Kane win there? He's 30 years of age. How much time does he really have left? And no doubt that would have motivated his decision to eventually move on to Bayern Munich, who are serial winners. I mean, after all, they've won the last 11 Bundesliga titles consecutively. But this year, things are a bit different. They're 8 points behind, having lost to Bayer Leverkusen not too long ago. Like I said before, they're 1-0 down in the Champions League after the first leg to Lazio. And there's about roughly 10 or so games left, maybe just a bit more. So it doesn't look likely that they're going to end the season with, their targets, that being the Bundesliga and the Champions League. But to all those Harry Kane haters out there, there's no reason to criticize Harry Kane. I think we can all say hindsight is 2020. And even if he had stayed at Tottenham, there's no great guarantee that he was going to win anyways. Regardless of the fact that Tottenham are having a decent season and they're in contention for Champions League qualification. I think Harry Kane was well within his rights. He's at the point where, he needs to win and he needs to win. No, it's not. He's almost moved past the phase of, just qualifying for Champions League being suffice to satisfy his ambition. So this all put it. It's not something that Harry Kane should regret, because the way I see it, he signed a 3-year contract and he has 3 years to fulfill that ambition of attaining silverware at Bayern Munich. It might not be the Bundesliga this year, but it's almost like hard to fathom that Bayern will owe the 3 years that Harry Kane is contractually obligated to be there. It's almost difficult to fathom that he's going to go that duration of time before winning at least some piece of silverware. Now, if I'm judging Harry Kane's time at Bayern Munich as a success or a failure, I think for it to be a success, it has to be, at least from Bayern's perspective, it has to be the Champions League. As I mentioned before, they've won 11 past titles that have been contested have been won by Bayern Munich. In fact, the last team to lift the Bundesliga, other than Bayern Munich, before this season, would have been Jurgen Klopp's Marissa Dortmund. Yeah, I had to throw that plug in there. But anyhow, so it's clear to me that Harry Kane would not have been acquired to bring home the Bundesliga title. That is usually a formality. What he's been purchased to do is to help them deliver another Champions League. So if he can do that over the next 2 to 3 years, then it's successful from Bayern's point of view, and it definitely would be successful from Harry Kane's point of view. But if he goes there and they happen to miss on the Bundesliga title, which it looks like they're going to do this season, but they win the next 2, for example, and maybe a German Cup, he's attained silverware. But again, how successfully will we look at that transfer? Because he has not won the big one, which is the Champions League. So that's the way I look at it, and that's the framework and the mindset that I think we should put the Harry Kane transfer into. That's the box that it needs to go into. Now, coming to Bayern Munich, well, I, for one, have had my reservations about Thomas Tuchel. I know Chelsea fans hold him in the highest regard because he delivered a Champions League. But for me, it always feels as if something's going to go wrong. And he's getting to the stage where he's almost like Jose S. in terms of he doesn't really spend that much time in one place. 2-3 seasons, and then there's some sort of breakdown in communication between him and the board, and he's out the door. Now, I'm not too interested in where Bayern Munich is going to end up. I'm really not too interested in where Thomas Tuchel will end up. But what this means for the world of football in terms of managerial merry-go-round, it makes things very, very interesting. Because Thomas Tuchel no doubt will be looking for a new job in the summer, as will, and Bayern Munich and Liverpool, my team, will be looking for new managers. And it means then that, the preferred candidate, who is rumored to be Xabi Alonso, has a decision to make. So, for me, this decision, this turn of events, has just left, everything a bit kind of open. We'll see what happens. But I think, again, Bayern's going to be fine. Bayern's biggest target is obviously Champions League. I think in most 9 times out of 10, they do win the league. So I think for teams like Bayern, it's difficult to really measure success on a league title and a league title alone. I think the European Cup is really where they're hanging their hat. I will see what happens. Thank you for tuning in. And remember, follow the Dugout Podcast. Please like, share, and subscribe.